Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Oh, there you are, man. What's up?
AAA. Membership to go.
Yep. Just watching Jason Brandt reaction channel. I don't know if I know what that one is.
That's my feedback. Fresh talk to 'em.
So bad they're good movies. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, I get that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, all I ever wanted to do was hit the blunt. I couldn't see it fucking me up. But now I'm cross-faced, the vibe is fake in the school. I'm adapting, my mind has changed. The bar places to be, I'm in the spot to sleep. So it's already like I won the fucking lottery. I gotta be out of my goddamn mind. So let it happen to me every goddamn time. And if I'm the fucking outcast like big boy and three stacks, I feel like I'm way back. Talk to 'em. Fresh talk to 'em. And if I'm the fucking outcast like Big Boy and three stacks, I still block up the feedback. Talk to 'em.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Anytime I see your work out there, I'm like, oh yeah, that was the big thick nun chick, right? Wouldn't that be? That should be the title of the book. You should do a book on that big thick nun chick. I don't know why. I shouldn't laugh at my own joke. What the fuck? Telling you, big chunk of success of anything is like a clever like title or something like that. Sometimes you just, did you get the new issue of Big Thick Nun Chick? Part 2, she takes a dick. Sorry, that's really stupid. Yeah, I actually did see that. Was he the one who was saying about the reference that it looked like her proportions were weird? And then you set out to either prove or disprove things? I did kind of. I saw bits and pieces of that. Yeah, I kind of glanced at it. Was the proportions of like I didn't notice anything about the arms or anything like that, but the girl it looked almost unnaturally thick to me, but I guess not like out of the realm of believability. But I glanced at it and I kind of was like, is this thing some kind of AI thing, or maybe she's just really big in the hips or something like that? Mike McMahon, hello, sir. How are you? There was a stretch last summer when I was basically live streaming almost every night. I was in a mad rush to get that fan comic of mine done, and I just got into a rhythm, and I was on pretty much every night. It was kind of fun, actually. Somehow I was able to maintain that energy. Yeah, I'm definitely afforded the opportunity. I mean, I got my 2 kids, but since I don't have them, uh, only but basically every other weekend, unfortunately, I got a lot of free time. So, Guess I'll find some way to spend that time somehow, and I might as well be. I'd rather be doing something creative if at all possible. And I also found that I would think that live streaming my art might potentially be like a hindrance to being productive, but it actually makes me get productive. Yeah, someone saying like you're saying that image, it was just a image of a thick girl. It did just kind of stand out as kind of like, is this real or not? Well, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, sir. Trying to put in the time and the work while I'm physically capable. Feel myself getting older every day, and I'm like, I better start tackling this stuff. Time ain't gonna last forever. You're being hard on yourself there, Gayton. But yeah, someone's saying, just back to it. I'll happy to send you that extra copy of that Sinkovich book because I put it out there on the Discord and no one responded. And I'm like, I mean, I don't want to make any money on it. I just don't need two copies of the thing. I just need it to go to somebody, you know. And you're kind of the first person that I know that responded. So I'm like, all right, finally. It's really weird to get two of them in the mail. Mike, you're 50. Yeah, so yeah, you're just 2 years ahead of me. I just feel, I don't know. I never could get my art anywhere when I was younger, and I was trying, but I guess I just didn't have the knack for it. But I'm just kind of getting some momentum here late in life, and I'm like, well, I guess better late than never, so I just want to tackle it with everything I've got while I can. You know, I want to be able to be on my deathbed, hopefully years from now, and be like, I had a chance, and I did some stuff, and I had a YouTube channel, and people were watching, and I finally had something creative that I worked on that worked, and people seemed to kind of enjoy watching the channel, and It gave me a tiny little bit of an audience for people to see what I could do, you know. So just tackle it with everything you got while you can, right? Johnny T16, you had an idea for a comic in your head since you were a teenager over 30 years ago? Created a whole universe, actually have yet to put idea to paper? Yeah, if you watch my channel long enough, you'll hear me say ad nauseum that I'm a big advocate of, just try and make it. Even if you can't draw that well, like, give it a shot, Just put some ideas down, put the idea out there, just go for it. I mean, why not? Um, if you can kind of pair yourself with an artist, if you can't draw, that's the tricky part, finding somebody who kind of good and will not flake on you, but, give it a shot. Make your idea. Yeah, Mike, no better time than the now, yeah. Montoya, what's up? You actually still have the original pieces of paper with character names and bios from back in the day, early 90s. That's what I was doing, dude. Basically the same time too. I was born in 77, so um, I was getting into comics in a big way in the 90s, and I have some of my most personally precious pieces of paper are the original drawings that I did of my first original characters, all of which are horribly cliche, like Spider-Man, Wolverine, Punisher ripoffs, but that doesn't matter. They're still special to me just because it was me getting into the whole I'm going to create comics kind of thing. And um, yeah, I think that stuff is super fun. And even if they're kind of silly, it's still fascinating as hell to a lot of people to see people's early ideas. We all kind of geek out on stuff like that. It's fun. Yeah, see, we're all kind of roughly-ish. Some of us, anyway, roughly-ish in the same kind of age range. I consider it a lucky time to be a kid in the 80s and a teenager in the 90s. Part of me kind of wishes I could have been a kid in the 70s and a teenager in the 80s, but it's not a bad trade-off. Yeah, Montoya, a bunch of old farts here. Jeffrey, what's up, dude? Someone saying, yeah, same age as me, man. Yeah. Johnny, you like G.I. Joe, so you created your own American Foreign Legion, like the French version. You created an entire slew of Joe characters, but from around the world. There you go. The Montoya might be the oldest here. Uh-oh. See? I'm not the oldest yet. Feel like it, though. I don't know. I think D-Man's the oldest. You know, Johnny, that's great. Every time you come up with a new character, you write it down and add it to the roster. That's actually kind of badass. I actually like that. So you're kind of sticking with the concept. That's awesome. It's funny, it's none of my original characters I ever stuck with because there was nothing original there. Like I said, they were all just Wolverine, Punisher, Spider-Man ripoffs, but I still kind of like want to do some updated version of them at some point. That's kind of in my to-do list somehow, sometime, but we'll see. My main character, his name was Tyger, Tyger, and then there was like a robotic, cybernetic, half-man, half-robot, RoboCop thing, kind of like Deathlock. His name was Warclaw. And then there was like the heroic, caped superhero with energy powers. His name was White Shadow. And it's just all ridiculous cliche stuff, but man, was it fun as a kid when you're kind of creating your own things and you feel like you're making something awesome. Then you get older and start realizing that creating character actually is a lot more complicated than page 1, splash, character stands on a roof. Page 2, panel 1, he hears a sound of a mugging. Jumps down into action. Page 3, he finds a mugger in an alleyway attacking a homeless person. And then they fight, and then they spout pithy, heroic sayings, and eventually you're like, I actually didn't write anything. I just wrote every Image Comics ever. Yeah, Tiger. See, my guy whose name is Tiger, he was a combination of physically, he was like the Punisher, big, strong guy with black hair, but it was long hair because that was awesome. But he literally had Wolverine's claws, like 3 blades in each hand, and he had like a little diamond triangular, or like a triangular diamondish shaped crystal, like Darkhawk, if anyone remembers that character. And because I was into Darkhawk a lot back in the day. And he was just an awesome guy. He was just cool, and all the ladies loved him, and he was a badass fighter. I mean, I don't know, that's a character, right? Someone said your Warclaw character was called Mechanized Man because I was an idiot. No, there's no idiots here except Rob last Thursday when he lost all his money like an idiot. But beyond that, we're all cool. But I loved all these. I actually had this theory of something I wanted to do. I have like my first comic I ever drew with these characters, and it reads so bad, so cliche. It's so ridiculous. I was like, you know what would be funny is if I redrew that exactly the way that I draw now, but keep the story and the dialogue exactly word for word the same. Just because it would make me laugh at how stupid it would be. And I was like, that would actually be really clever. I think it would be funny just to keep the exact same like 13-year-old me story pacing and dialogue and just make it draw it the way I draw now. Yeah, I like it's one of my like bucket list to do things. I if the universe goes right, that is something I'm gonna do. But you know, a couple other things first. One of your funniest characters you created for the team was Waffles. He's a special ops soldier from Belgium. You know what? That sounds like a call sign, like for pilots. And so that would actually make sense to me. You know, if you look up some of the call signs for pilots, like in real life, in movies, they always make them awesome. You know, and you know, like Viper and Iceman. But call signs for pilots in real life are often kind of goofy. Like I can see like Waffles being like a call sign for a guy, and that's hilarious. Yeah, that's Waffles. I love it. Oh yeah, Montoya, you're doing that Ashcan challenge with the Blood Force Mitch, right? Yeah, is there like a deadline on that thing for you guys? I definitely want to, you know, check in and see all those things when they're done. I was sitting here thinking how much I kind of wished I could have taken part in it, but if the concept, as I understand it, is make a cheesy 90s kind of era comic, I'm literally doing that right now, but I'm actually making like a comics instead of kind of doing like the ash can thing. So I'm kind of like, oh, I'm in a way I'm kind of doing that. Johnny, your other favorite was codenamed Shortstop because he was an ex-baseball player turned military. You went with generic, some heroes trying to close the gates to hell. I love it, Montoya. It works. You know, if you take that kind of pitch and say that Rob Liefeld's drawing it back in the 90s, everyone would have bought it. Like, no kidding. And it was more about the name of the creatives rather than is the pitch interesting, but I could see that totally being that thing. Or like Mark Silvestri's new series, which he kind of did. What was that series he did for like 2 or 3 issues about a military team going to hell, and then I think there were some legal issues and they stopped making it. You guys gave yourselves a 3-month deadline, and that was October. Yeah, ain't that about how it goes? D-Man was tugging one out in the other room. He's back, though. Back to the part of the page where I have to flip it upside down to draw the upside down head right side up, because I can't do it otherwise. Just the way you taste, I can't remember the present only seen. Yeah, I saw the new Fantastic Four trailer. It didn't fill me with any sense of, oh my god, I can't wait. I do appreciate, the one thing I appreciate is, I think is still a mistake. I appreciate that, for God's sakes, they're doing Galactus the way he's supposed to be done. He's a big giant god. But for fucking goddamn sake, I'm sorry, pardon my language, everyone. The first movie of Fantastic Four should not be Silver Surfer and Galactus. It's like they're jumping to the premier story of the characters in the first movie. Just set them up. Have them fight like underground mole man monsters and stuff. Have giant monsters popping up out of the ground of New York City and have this new team fight them. You don't jump straight to Galactus. So I don't know about the Fantastic Four. I want them to do it. I want it to do good. I don't want any of these movies to fail. But Fantastic Four is a hard nut to crack, and I thought Guardians of the Galaxy would be, but looking back on it, it doesn't have a history of failure that is hindering it. It just, no one had ever heard of it. So you got kind of an open slate to create essentially like new characters, which they did, and now everyone fucking loves the Guardians. Like, they are part of the wider pop culture and the movie cinematic universe, and they're awesome. And the Fantastic Four, I mean, that's, ugh. They're gonna fuck it up for a 4th time. At what point do you just, like, you guys can't fucking do the Fantastic Four? It's like they fucked up the Dark Phoenix saga for the X-Men twice now, and it just pisses me off. Like, this is like the greatest comic book story I've ever, and I want to see more than anything, is the X-Men Dark Phoenix saga done right, and they fucked it up twice. Because they just jump right to the Phoenix saga without the appropriate build-up. I mean, that's fair, Montoya, to say they've done origin stories. I, I, I get that. That's fair. Like, I'm kind of like, I think like they're doing with the new Superman. It's like, don't show the origin, please. Everyone knows Superman's origin, but I don't know. I still feel like they need to introduce the characters and not like it's not the introduction of the Fantastic Four. It's the involvement of Galactus. Like Space God is coming to destroy our planet, and it needs to be built up. It's a Thanos level event that everyone should build up to, and it's just instant like, oh, here he is walking around the city in this first movie. Like, scare us with his, like, have them talk about the legend of Galactus. This planet disappeared. We don't know what it is. It might be on its way to Earth, and then build up for the next movie or something. But don't just jump right into it. It just bugs me in case you hadn't noticed.
Choose one appetizer and two entrees. Applebee's 2 for 25 with new sizzling skillet.
Johnny T, you're digging out your old paper you were saying. Other characters, Shrapnel and Bastard, were SAS operators from Great Britain.
Now just brace your urethra.
See, Johnny, now you got to start like working on a comic on it.
Well, I'm packing up my game and I'm my head out west. The real women call me quick with scripts and fake press. Find a nest in the hill, chill like Flint. Buy an old drop top, find a spot to pill. And I'm a kid rocking up and down your block. With the bottle of scotch and watch lots of clock. Buy a yacht with a flag, say a chill in the motion. Then rock that beach up and down the coast. Give a toast to the sun, drink to the stars. Shit rolled in the mix and tossed out of bars.
Yeah, and I'm not like a huge fan of the Fantastic Four. I have no like personal affinity for them, but I recognize their place in Marvel Comics history, and just based on that, I want them to do good. Like the characters deserve to have, you know, wider recognition. I feel if you consider who they were to the Marvel Universe in the wider context back in the day. They were the premier team and characters. Like, they were it. And I'd like to see them have some success, but with each successive fuck up, it's like, you guys. But it is a tough nut to crack. I mean, like I say, Guardians was hard. Wonder Woman, I always said was going to be a hard one to do, but they nailed it, in my opinion, that first Wonder Woman movie. I think it's fantastic. I could watch that show. That's one of those superhero movies, like, I am happy to watch anytime I kind of come across it. I liked it a lot. You know, I thought they really did good. Sequel kind of sucked ass, and then they wasted that opportunity with that actress. No more her. So now she's doing awful Snow White movies. Johnny, another clever one. Codename Checkmate from Czechoslovakia. I'm surprised. I've never heard that before, and I'm surprised no one's done that. That's actually clever. Codename Checkmate. It's one of those things like on The Simpsons. Remember they were talking about they needed to come up with a name for their musical group, and they're like, the name should be something that makes you laugh the instant you hear it for about 10 seconds, and then it gets less funny the more you hear it. And they're like, okay, how about we call ourselves the B Sharps? And they're like, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Hey, perfect. Yeah, that's what that is. Checkmate. I would used to think Megan Fox would make a good Wonder Woman back before she was kind of all puffy faced and surgeried. She was absolutely like the most flawlessly hot woman, like circa Transformers era 2007. Then she went and all fucked up her face. And she's still hot, like she'd get it. You know, she wouldn't want it, but she'd get it. But she looks like a Stay Puft Marshmallow Girl or something like that. It just looks weird on her. These girls need to be like, don't you realize how hot you are just the way you are? Johnny T, yeah, you need to put this down in comic form before you die. Problem is you can't draw. Well, yeah, if you kind of search out, you might find some artists who might help even do some like sketch work, something like that. It is hard when you want to make a thing, but you can't. I feel bad for comic writers, like people who are passionate about comic industry stuff and want to make things, but all they can do is write, because how do you get anybody to look at your scripts, you know? It's always good to hear from you, Mr. Chuck. You're always welcome, more than welcome. Yeah, Linda Carter in her prime. Oh my lord. And she's one of those girls where, I mean, she was obviously physically beautiful, but for me, her beauty was all in her face. The dark hair, the eyes, the lips, like, just flawlessly, like, perfect. Like, holy lord. Jennifer Connelly. Remember in that movie, Career Opportunities, where she was riding that mechanical horse thing? Fellas? There was an awakening inside of me. Michael Pritchard, we need a hardcore Danger Girl movie. I'd watch a Danger Girl movie. just cast a bunch of awesome action chicks and do a James Bond, Charlie's Angels type movie. Fun action adventure like a Spielberg thing. Yeah, Chuck, I saw that. He put up a fan cast and Sydney Sweeney. I was like, yeah, I mean, at this point, you could put Sydney Sweeney in anything, and I think most of us would be like, yeah, that's great, Cat. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, have her do that role. I don't know, though, for Abby Chase, I kind of envision like a more slender, athletic type, and Sydney Sweeney's a little bit more thicker. I don't know, maybe. She's certainly attractive, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Johnny Kodiak, cold weather warfare specialist from Alaska. Makes sense. Yep. So you got all these characters you got. You're just waiting to see the light. Anbu says, you have serious skill. How long have you been an artist? I've just been drawing since I was a teenager and just kind of never stopped. So that's, I mean, I think that's most artists, except most people say, I've been drawing since I was a little kid. Stunt coordinated by Jackie Chan. Yeah, Montoya, thank you for checking in. Chuck, thank you for checking in as always, sir. Hope you're doing well, man. Nate, what's up? Anbu, do I do commission? Do I commission my artwork? Sometimes, if people ask, depending on what they want and what I'm in the middle of. You know, I have. You're a filmmaker going to school for film. What's your plans? My plans with my art is just to make art until I die. I've long since lost any ambition of assuming that I have any chance of making comics professionally. But in the modern world, you don't have to make them professionally like with Marvel or DC to get them seen if you kind of create a presence online, which I've kind of done. So I'm making stuff that's kind of getting seen, and you know what? I'll take it. It's better than the nothing that I was getting doing anything else, so it's satisfying for the moment. Yours and yours alone. Johnny, well, Liefeld didn't have a character named Fuji, but Jim Lee did in Stormwatch. He was the muscle guy in Stormwatch. He was like a gaseous entity with a red dot on the middle of his face. Just like, the Japanese flag for the rising sun. But yeah, that's not much of a stretch. I mean, it's kind of like a Japanese character. What's a famous thing in Japan, landmark-wise? And Boo says, a true artist never give up. Only people who don't achieve their dreams are the people who quit. Nate, Rob Norton, the prescience. Luke, dude, what's up? See, anybody that's still in the chat, Luke right there, this guy with his homie, they created a comic. They sat down and were like, you know what, let's make our shit. Let's make a book. And they made an issue, and they sent it to me, and I put it on the channel. And then he made part 2, and he sent it to me, and it will be going on the channel. And they made vast improvements from issues 1 to issue 2. And what platform do you use for commissions? I guess I don't know what you mean by that. Like, what platform do I use? I'm just a guy at home who draws on paper and inks by hand. And that's as technically advanced as I am. Yow. God damn it. Yeah, my Instagram's kind of the easiest place, or I've kind of got an open profile on Facebook, but Instagram's the easiest. Oh, shit.
Some people eat a sandwich and feel fine. You're not some people. That sandwich just made you crash. The Lingo Biosensor tracks your glucose if you get cruise. For you, sandwich not so good. Sushi, amazing. See what food
Oh, my commercial. Shut up on the YouTube. Thanks, Luke.
Nobody likes a cracked windshield.
No one likes to crack it.
SafeLight.com and schedule a fix and nest. Go to SafeLight.com and schedule a replacement.
Oh my God, these commercials.
That's my feedback. Fresh talk to him.
Luke, what's the hardest video game boss I've ever played? Well, I'm not much of a gamer. So when I think about when I played video games and the hardest thing, I have to go all the way back to being a kid playing that Nintendo Ninja Turtle game. Like the original Ninja Turtle game, and that last level to find Shredder was so infuriatingly bullshit hard. But that's That for me, that was like peak bullshit villain game boss. Yeah, you know what someone's saying? Good, thank you. That's a great idea. Johnny, you should join our Discord and you can share that stuff, man. We all share all kinds of neat stuff over there. It's a fun group. It's a bunch of good people. Luke, you should get on there. Yeah, someone's saying he'll hit up the Discord. Yeah, and remember, like, there's no like, you don't have to worry about this is old and it's terrible. Like, no one, no one's there to judge anything like that. We're all there to have fun and be supportive of each other. It's a good time. There's even been some people that have made like art connections and kind of started making work. Everyone steal his ideas. Oh yeah, you did join. Okay. Sometimes I don't recognize people who join the Discord because they have different names on Discord than I know them by. So I'm like, I don't know who this is, but awesome. The more the merrier. That was the Knight Rider theme song. I've actually listened to it twice already today, and I was like, I want to play something else, but yeah. You're kind of in the right area.
Now you telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though you have to fuck me right, I need to rap first. It's all good with you see the same traces, somebody fucking faces, so it's coming all places. Now you telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though you have to fuck me right, I need to rap first. Cause I'm on mission like the 007. I will never let it stop me starting, I'ma get it. Now you telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though you have to fuck me right, I need to rap first. It's all good with you see the same traces, somebody fucking faces, so it's coming all places. Now you telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though you have to fuck me right, I need to rap first. Cause I'm on mission like the 007. I will never let it stop me starting, I'ma get it. Now you telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though you have to fuck me right, I need to rap first. It's all good with you see the same traces, somebody fucking faces, so it's coming all places. Now you telling me you wanna touch your mic first, even though you have to fuck me right, I need to rap first. Cause I'm on mission like the 007. I will never let it stop me starting, I'ma get it.
Mike, you listened to the Tron Legacy Daft Punk album. That's something that I know a lot of people were really into. We were kind of talking about that the other day, and I had honestly never heard of Daft Punk before that movie. And so everyone was suddenly talking about how awesome they were, and everyone knew already in advance how awesome they were. And I was like, I don't know, I've never heard of that group ever. And so I would listen, and I like kind of like some of the instrumental score music to that Tron Legacy. It's some good stuff, but I still kind of am like, I don't understand the appeal of Daft Punk. I didn't get it. I'm still kind of sitting over here like, it bypasses me for some reason. I don't get what the appeal is, but that's okay. Luke, what is Liefeld's best character design? I mean, if you're talking about successful, it has to be Deadpool. God, I don't know. But me personally, what's his best design? I don't know. I guess probably Deadpool. I would say Cable. I actually am one of these weird guys that thinks the original design of Shatterstar was actually awesome. And there's big kind of potential in Badrock, I guess, maybe. Or maybe it's Troll. Isn't Troll the greatest Liefeld design ever? You know how much I love that character, right? Just makes me want to barf. Mike, you either. It's the only album of theirs I have. Yeah. Johnny Spitfire, female pilot from Great Britain. Her grandfather was a fighter pilot in World War II. Spitfire. Yeah, I know about. I'm a fan of World War II airplanes. I've got a bunch of like die-cast models in my kitchen above my stove. I've got a P-40 Warhawk. I got a Mustang. The P-47 Thunderbolt. I've got a P-38 Lightning. Yeah, I'm into the old World War II fighters. Spitfires are awesome machines. You know, there was that AI bullshit created fake trailer of Youngblood that come out just in the last couple of days. And look, I'm not advocating for AI in the slightest, but some of the designs in that AI generated trailer, like they got Chapel perfect, like absolutely perfect. I was like, all right, that actually looks exactly the way that character should. Badrock just looked like Korg from Thor. So I thought that was actually a big goof up. And then they had Vogue, but she just looked like Girl Chapel. Like she looked like insane, kind of crazy in the eyes with the white face paint, and that's just Chapel. But that would kind of work. My name is Korg. This is my friend Meek. You didn't see that D-Man, or not D-Man, sorry, someone saying, oh, Korg was funny. Okay, yeah. I think Korg is one of those characters where he works in small doses. I don't know that I want to see that too often. It's kind of like Mater from Cars, like Tub Mater. Like, he was funny. He had some of the best lines, but then they go and make an entire movie about him, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this guy. There's such a thing as a character works as, like, comic relief to jump in, say something funny, and then bounce, and we're done.
A wider smile brightens more than just your teeth. Colgate Acid White's unique hydrogen peroxide engineered to remove
to jump off here in just a minute. I know it's only been an hour, but my roommate's out there cooking dinner, and it actually smells really good. And I'm having a hard time trying to ignore the scent of spaghetti and garlic bread. Yeah. See, I'm with you. Someone saying, yeah, I found him entertaining. Like, I had good, like, laughs at the character. You know, there was 2 seconds when that director, what's his name? Everyone was just gaga for that director when he did that one Thor movie. Like, oh my God, he's the second coming of the Marvel Universe. Then he did the follow-up movie, and you're like, yeah, that joke doesn't work twice, guys. The New Mutants versus Team Youngblood. I have to give it to Youngblood because the New Mutants are just a bunch of kids who don't know shit. And they don't really have any powerhouses, really. I also don't have much of an emotional affinity for any of the New Mutants characters, so if they all died, I wouldn't be upset. All right, Luke, thanks for stopping in, man. All right, I'm going to pull this page off the light box. Let's see. Basically, panels 3 and 4 are what I worked on this time. I still got stuff to do on 1 and 2, but kill this. Liefeld saw that reaction thing. He loved it, man. People were shitting on him for liking AI stuff. Alright, I gotta tighten things up here, but that's coming along. Thanks, someone's saying. Appreciate it. Chuck inks this one, he's going to be yelling. He's like, what the hell did you draw? I'm like, I don't know, sir. I was trying to make it look good. I failed. I'm sorry. I gotta deal with it all right with EMPs. All right, guys, I'm gonna shut it down for now. Yeah, but it's a fun kind of quick little stream. Trying to get back into this and get going, so I'm probably back on tomorrow. Definitely on the weekend. I got my kids again, but hell with them. Hell with the kids. All right, everyone. Thanks for everyone who stopped in. Appreciate it very, very much, as always. I'll catch you guys later.